indeed a very wonderful occasion today that the Central Tibetan Administration has organized the Cultural Festival of Tibet. We are very grateful and honored to have with us Guru Vajradhara Kenting Thai Situpa Rinpoche to come and give a talk today. Many of you already know a lot about our Guru Vajradhara, but I think for the newcomers I'd like to give a brief introduction to his life. The present 12th Guru Vajradhara Kenting Thai Situpa Pema Donyo Nimche Wangpo was born in the Male Wood Horse year 1954 in the Palyur district of Derge to a family of farmers. He was found and recognized by His Holiness the 16th Karmapa Rinpoche Dorji. The 12th Kenting Thai Situpa is a renowned Buddhist master. He is the main guru of His Holiness the 17th Karmapa, Organ Trinle Dorji in Mahamudra, and training in turn the next generation of Buddhist masters. On a more personal level, the 12th Kenting Thai Situpa is a scholar, poet, calligrapher, artist, author, architect, and geomancer. As a Buddhist teacher, he regularly tours the world giving teachings and empowerments at the request of the Dharma centers. These teachings have been collected and published in the form of 9 books, whereas he has 4 art books to his credit. Most of the artworks and Kenting Thai Situpa's calligraphies were assembled in the book Collection of the Creative Artworks of 12th Thai Situpa in 2004 in Taiwan. Rinpoche, we are extremely fortunate and grateful to have your eminence amongst us. May I now request you to give a discourse on Guide to Mindfulness and Cultivating Lasting Happiness. Rinpoche, we'll also have a question-answer session, so I'll request Rinpoche to maybe speak for half an hour, 40 minutes at the most. Thank you.
Namo Lai Kedan Ludan Nijin Ke Tumdada Mi Kenam Tang Dowa Punjedagi Zambar Tamje Gedudagi Chuden Do Daja Ki Demba Nyame Tubewambi Shabjidul Timamebala Gowe Rabdude Gosum Kubachimbu Chansarsing Japsun Chiwo Daja Ki Baden Lama Rida Jinkurjansu Chabda Garden Tsumba Mebi Terchambun Cho Ki Shabjidul Timamebala Gowe Rabdude Gosum Kubachimbu Chansarsing Japsun Chiwo Dad Simjian Tamjiji Ju Jinjielabar Zedu Sol Balden Zawelama Rimbo Che Dagi Jiurbime Denjula Garden Chimbugone Je Zungde Gusung Tuji Mujubzaldu Sol Your Eminence, Your Excellency, dear brothers and sisters, it is always honor and pleasure to share whatever little things that I know with all of you, because what I know is, of course, to help me to be a better person, and I can never be a better person if it is not for everyone. And above all, the very purpose of me knowing anything is to share with everyone so that their knowledge will develop and mature into wisdom. I appreciate everything that everyone have done for me, and also my guru and my leader, His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. I am nothing more and nothing less than one single human being among the sea of humanity on this beautiful planet Earth, which we call home. Among over 7 billion, I'm just one. Each one of us need all 7 billion to make this almost insignificant life significant and meaningful. Thank you, humanity. Thank you, world. The difference between human and all other living creature is very simple. We can make things better, we can make things worse. With other creatures that we can see and we know of, they can do very much of both of that, better or worse. But we can, and we did, and we keep on doing, and we will, generation after generation. The subject which I was requested to elaborate at this moment is in Tibetan language, Tenpa Nyawar Jakpa. I believe it is translated into English as mindfulness. It is requested by organizers of the Tibetan festival, which we are part and parcel right now here in this wonderful hall, in this wonderful institution, and this hall is bearing a wonderful name of a wonderful person. All the organizers put their effort so dedicated so that we can elaborate and be part of very important subject. such as this particular subject. Tenpa Nyawari Jakpa is actually translation of Sanskrit word which is part of the Kanjur, and these involve several volumes. As you might know, according to the Lhasa edition of the Kanjur woodblock print, 17 volumes of the first Wheel of Dharma, 21 volumes of the second Wheel of Dharma, 12 volumes of the third Wheel of Dharma, 32 volumes of Sutra, which can be part of any one of the three wheels, and 21 volumes of Tantra. These are the direct words of Buddha. Ka means command. Whose command? Command of the Buddha. Njur means translation, translated from Sanskrit and Pali and a few other sources into Tibetan language by Tibetan great translators, of course, of the past. And this is source of all the teachings of Buddha. That is life and soul of all of us. And each one of these volumes have many intricate texts. Some are huge and some are brief. But they are translated by Indian great Mahapandits and Tibetan great translators. These Mahapandits are enlightened Mahasiddhas, and these translators are enlightened Mahasiddhas. Not my type of translator. I am not a translator, but sort of speaker, not professional one. And I don't even pass, or I did not even go to the lower KG. So this way, all these texts that are the core of the entire teaching of Buddha, which internationally known as Tibetan Buddhism, Vajrayana Buddhism. So this is the words of the Buddha. And on top of that, we have more than double that amount of translated texts, which are the translation of great texts, such as commentaries by so many enlightened masters, like Nagarjuna, Aryadeva, Vasubandhu, Dignan, so on and so forth. Hundreds of them. Their teachings are translated. And that is Tenjur. Ten means Tenju. Tenju means commentary texts. Sacred text, not just any kind of personal opinion commentary, but enlightened masters, lineage of transmission commentary. And that is Tenju. Tenjus should have two qualities. The first quality is it should make a person better. And second quality is it should protect and liberate the person. So chu, job. Chu means correct. Job means liberate, protect. So these texts are the texts which are described as a tenju. Of course, there's other tenjus befittingly mentioned in our texts. Tenju such as argument about whether the beak of a crow is a lip or a horn. You can write volumes on it. You can have researches on it, but it doesn't do any real difference for a person's well-being. Yes, something to do, something to say, interesting perhaps, but tenju, tenju. So this 225 plus volume of translated texts are not the words of the Buddha, but commentaries and teachings of practitioners like Nagarjuna, translated into Tibetan language. So that is Tenjur. So Kanjur and Tenjur are the two core source of the entire teaching of Buddha. In well-known words, Tibetan Buddhism or Vajrayana Buddhism. And I don't know what these isms are all about, but I just follow what everybody say. I don't like to argue. I don't want it to be difficult to anybody and difficult to myself. So just, okay, we are ism, that's fine. Now, within this Tempa Nyawarajapa, this terminology is coming from and derived from Dode Tempa Nyawarajapa. And Dode Tempa Nyawarajapa is out of this large number of sutra, which can be part of any of the three wheels. So within that, which is catalogued in also titled with alphabetical order. So it starts with Ya at the end of the Ya volume, and it completes at the beginning part of the Sha volume. So this is consisting of 36,000 shloka. That means full sentence 144,000 sentences. So that is Dode Tempa Nyawarajapa. So when we talk about Tempa Nyawarajapa, we are talking about magnitude of this much text. Not anybody's interpretation, but the words of Buddha himself. And each of these volumes will have about 300 to 400 pages in Tibetan sort of way. And because international kind of way, one page is counted into two, side A and side B, then it will be double. So 800, 600, 800 pages. It is huge volumes. And one of these kind of texts, which is not Dode Tempa Nyawarajapa, but Vadrakalapa Sutra, that is Dode Kalpa Zangpo, that is translated into English. And one volume in Tibetan makes about 4 volumes in English, 4 huge volumes in English. Large as manageable, for a day-to-day usage. On shelf, you can make this big volume. It sits there. But if you wanted to really use it and read it, it has to be good size. Otherwise, after a few days, it will fall apart. So you have to use sellotapes to hold them together. And anyway, Anyway, so Tenpa Nyawara Japa is a very big subject, very, very big subject. Now the word mindfulness is another practice which we practice as part of, especially part of Mahayana and Vajrayana, Tantra. Then this is Tenpa Tang She Jin, so Ten She, Pa Yu, Ten She, Pa Yu. So Pa Yu is one description, Tenpa is one description, and She Jin is one description. Tenpa, She Jin, Pa Yu. So three subjects are involved here. Three related subjects, of course, but distinctive subjects. So in this, Tenpa means remembering. Shijin means knowingly. Payu means you are conscientious. You are not just careless. Conscientious. When you say something, when you do something, you have to know why you are saying what you are saying. And when you do something, you have to know why you are doing what you are doing. Not just because you like to say something, or not just because you like to do something. You have to know what is the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying, why I'm doing what I'm doing. Clarity. So for this, Tenpa, Shijin, Payu. As you all know, His Holiness Dalai Lama always teach the world about being responsible person, being kind person, have compassion, so on and so forth. So this is, in my understanding, he is reminding us of the importance of Tenpa, Shijin, Payu. Now, Tenpa comes first. Why? Because as a Buddhist, I can only talk as a Buddhist. I cannot be anything else. I am from head to toe Buddhist. So I can't pretend to be anything else. So therefore, as a follower of Buddha Dharma, Tenpa means remembering. At the beginning, we have taken refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha. Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dharmam Saranam Gacchami, Sangham Saranam Gacchami. We have taken refuge. We have to know what it means to us. When we say, I'm taking refuge in Buddha, what do we mean? What is I? What is taking? What is refuge? What is Buddha? Why these particular verbs in between? I am taking refuge in the Buddha. So on and so forth. Have to be very clear, very precise. If you don't know what you're saying, you can't mean what you say. So therefore, you have to know what you are saying, why you say what you say. So always remembering that in every moment of your life, in a most natural and most spontaneous manner. And that is Tenpa. Now Shijin. Okay. When you say something, do something, you say it knowingly. There shouldn't be any oops. There shouldn't be, oh, sorry, I made mistake. Of course, if we made mistake, there should be apology. That is good behavior. But it cannot fix everything because mistake is made. So, but it can make it better and lighter and easier to fix. It depends on what kind of mistakes. some mistakes done is done, nothing you can do. If there is a 300-year-old mango tree, if you cut it, how many times you apologize, it will not become 300-year-old mango tree again. It's gone. And you can plant a tree and wait for 300 years to make up for it. That's fine. You can do that. Yes. Now, Shijin means this. But knowingly what? This goes back to the Tempa, the principle, the philosophy. And then Shijin, this subject itself, whatever you are involved, you are not indulging. You are exercising your motivation. You are not indulging your emotion. So this way, the Shijin. Payu. Even you just take a simple walk. If you if you lose your payu, you become pame, then you can trip over these wires and hurt yourself or make a fool of yourself, and drag the mic of madam, by walking over by getting tangled with the wire and things like that. That happens with pame. So paye, if you are a monk, I can speak for it because I'm a monk. Walk like a monk, talk like a monk. Okay? And so that is paye. Yes. We have to do our best in every moment of our life. And so this way, Tenpa, Shijin, Payu, then abbreviated Tenshe Payu, or Payu Tenshe. Now that is the simple introduction of our subject, and also the source of this particular subject, Tempa Nyawari Jakpa. Now going back to the particular words that were used when I was requested by the organizers to speak on, exact word Tenpa Nyawari Jakpa is used. So then this Tenpa Nyawari Jakpa, it goes into and it derives from so many ways, in so many teachings. I will only refer to Ka, not Tenju, because it becomes too much. So just the Ka. And in the Ka, particularly, I will give you one example. This is particular aspect of the path to liberation, path to enlightenment, Shangchupche Lam. So in this, then the Tenpa Nyawari Jakpa Ji comes first. Then the Tenpa Nyawari Jakpa Ji. After that, then Yang Tabapong Ji, so on and so forth. There is many, one after another. So according to this Tenpa Nyawari Jakpa, there's 4 Tenpa Nyawari Jakpa. Now, these 4 Tenpa Nyawari Jakpa, Lu Tenpa Nyawari Jakpa, body. Tsorwa Tenpa Nyawari Jakpa, the feeling, the touch, the feeling, sensation. Tsorwa Tenpa Nyawari Jakpa. Then Sem Tenpa Nyawari Jakpa, the mind. And Chu Tenpa Nyawari Jakpa, all phenomena. So these are the 4 Tenpa Nyawari Jakpa. So when you practice through them, it is quite tempting for me to do a guided meditation on 4 Tenpa Nyawari Jakpa. But according to the lineage, I cannot do it in a certain way because it needs lots of preliminary practices. So otherwise it will become sort of playing around with sacred dharma, which is not right. So sacredness we have to keep sacred, not secret, but sacred. So hat belongs on the head, shoe belongs on the feet. Shoe does not belong on the head. Hat doesn't belong on the feet. So therefore, this is sacred. So it belongs on the head. And it has to be treated with the utmost veneration, respect, and appropriate manner. So I can only go through in a very simple, let's say, permitted manner. Okay, so let's put it this way. You all relax, okay? Because you are perfect. Each and every one of you are perfect. You are future Buddha. Nothing more, nothing less. So as a future Buddha, in potential, you are perfect. You are no less than Buddha. But respectfully speaking, with my ignorance, I don't see Buddha-liness in you. I see you nice people, very nice people, very capable people, very nice leaders, wonderful leaders, capable leaders. But Buddha, I don't see. Anyway, it is the words of Buddha who tells us every sentient being is Buddha. So you are not just everyday sentient being. You are tip of the top sentient beings here. So you are closer to Buddha than any other sentient beings, I guess. That is my presumption. Okay. Now, having said that, then temporarily we have so much baggages coming from countless lifetimes. If you believe, if you don't believe in life before this life, fine. You don't want to believe in yesterday before today, that's okay with me. It doesn't make any sense, but if you think like that and if you're proud of it, then good, that feel good, wonderful. There's no yesterday, fine. Just today, there's no tomorrow, fine, no problem. But you have to at least believe in today, and you have to at least believe in today morning, and now is today midday, and also quite few hours coming before the end of today. You have to believe in that. Otherwise you can't function, can you? That will be a miracle if you can. Anyway, in this context, if you just relax, then that perfectness of you from within will manifest. It will shine from you, within you. That's why Buddha teaches us first meditation, shamatha. Be at peace. Physically relax. Mentally relax. Orally relax. I'm talking right now, but I'm not gossiping. So therefore, I can justify. So this way, when you relax, then from your crown to your soul, you feel everything. That is what you physically are. And now that sensation from crown to the soul is feeling sensation. And then who feels it? It is your mind. Your body can feel the hot and cold and everything because your mind living in your body. Dead body can't feel anything. Living body can feel. So it is the mind through the body feeling things that is around it. So that is the mind. Then mind manifests as everything. There's no such thing as IIC separate from who is in the IIC. No separate. There's no person in us separate from our body. No? So same way, all phenomena out there which we consider object, and we ourselves which we consider subject, are absolutely interdependent. Not philosophical only, technically. Ancient Indian science of astrology is great proof. How can somebody tell your past and present and future by looking at your astrological chart? It's because relative truth, everything is connected. I say relative truth because ultimately everything is illusion. Because ultimately everything is illusion, relatively everything is perceived, everything is effective, everything is in effect. Relative truth and ultimate truth are connected. So this way, so for most of the public out there, Chötempa doesn't make very much sense for them right now. It is too deep, need many years of meditation. They might have to go to maybe 6 months of solitude retreat several times before they understand what Chötempa is. But Lutempa, they can understand right away. And that's what they need right now. And Sorwatempa, they need right now. Semtempa, they need right now. All the problems that humanity is facing right now are because of the lack of Lutempa, Sorwatempa, Semtempa. Because of that, everybody is functioning. I don't mean to sound like an ego-centered person, judging others. I don't mean to do that. But as I understand, everyone in this world, including me, okay, not excluding me. I'm not the wise person. I'm not the good guy here. We are all same. We all try to be good and wise, but we have our own shortcoming. That's why we are still hanging around, in samsara. Okay, so this way, all of us in this world are functioning half blind, and some of us are totally blind, and some of us have double vision. Some of us are schizophrenic. And some of us are paranoia, have suffering from paranoia. agoraphobic and also claustrophobic, so on and so forth. So this way, world is in mess. Don't you agree world is in mess? It is in mess. It is wonderful that the news and the social media helps us to see that. Because old days, we don't know what is happening on the other side of the mountain or other side of the desert. We don't know. But now we know everything that is happening in one small village across the ocean in the middle of desert. We know. So this way, social media and the news, although there's lots of shortcomings, but we have to get wet if we wanted to swim. So we have no choice but get a little bit affected by the negative aspect of the social media, negative aspect of the media all together. But if you really balance the benefit, good aspect and bad aspect, it is really, really, really overweight on the good side. The benefit of the media, benefit of the social media is so much, so that any harm that is done by it is almost neglectable. Not 100%, but almost. So this way we know. So we know what is happening in this world. So that is due to the lack of Tempa Nyawarajapa, lack of mindfulness, lack of awareness. Okay? So now, Lu Tempa Nyawarajapa, the body, Thorwa Tempa Nyawarajapa, the sensation and feelings, then Sem Tempa Nyawarajapa, the mind, state of mind, and then of course Chur Tempa Nyawarajapa, the all phenomena. That is the teaching of Buddha. Now, everlasting happiness that was brought up during the request. And I told the individuals who very kindly came and asked me this subject, and I said, I'm a pragmatic person. For me, everlasting happiness is very difficult because every aspect of happiness is temporary and impermanent. And so in order to have everlasting happiness, you have to reach Buddhahood. And that is beyond happiness, actually. We can't say everlasting happiness. That is beyond happiness, So I think I will leave it up to so many other wise people to elaborate this particular subject, everlasting happiness. For me, actively putting one's intention and action to make yourself and make everybody happy as possible, and remedy the problems that we have created by righting the wrongs that we have done in the past, and also be aware of the future actions by learning the mistakes of the past. So that's all I can say. So anyway, thank you very much for listening. And Madam told me at the beginning I have to answer some questions. So yes. Now this is the time. Yes.
Thank you very much, Rinpoche, for explaining. Rinpoche has very succinctly tried to explain the role of mindfulness in creating us beings in becoming totally conscious. Rinpoche, it's a very challenging task, though, I must say. And I don't know if
but less of a challenging than try to have everlasting happiness. That will be a real challenge.
So now if anybody has any questions, yes please. Here is one. Do you have a mic?
I didn't have lunch, and I liked the way you were slicing and dicing the different terms. I felt like you're like a chef, like a Michelin star chef. And I was so happy eating the words. My question is, let me say that, when when we're in this hall listening to your talk, it's so peaceful and nice, but the minute the cell phone starts ringing, the mind, like you talked about the 4 aspect, the mind wants to reject. And is it possible to engage and bring it in and invite it in a mindful way, when not just with the sound?
I think I got it. I can say that with some confidence, but nobody can get anybody 100%. You have to be Buddha to do that. But I think I understood. Well, enjoy the dish, enjoy the cuisine, voila. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So, yeah? Okay, so I have to answer his question. Yes, actually, somebody's cell rang, and then you felt disturbed. That is your perception. Somebody not supposed to keep their cell phone on, and then when somebody did not turn off the cell phone, it immediately hit your personal sort of comfort zone, and you felt disrespected, you felt disregarded, and you took that personally in some kind of field. You took that personally in some kind of field. So that is a habit, which is good habit because you will never do that. But which is a bad habit because when other people are very good in many other things, but not good at this one single thing, that bothers you. So that way, I think you have to learn to let's say anticipate anything in a crowd. At the same time, you yourself behave. Okay, so you don't do some, but there will be many other things that other people might get offended and disturbed, and which you don't know. It just didn't happen to you right now, but who knows what it could be, because these days, people can invent all kind of rules and regulations in their own head. So when the common culture and norms and traditions goes down, the individual culture and traditions and norms come up. So one day, each and every one of us will have our own family, individual tradition and culture and norms, So we have to watch out for these things. Okay? Yeah. Yes, gentlemen, you sit down. It's okay. Yes.
Okay. You are an S.S. Bhakri.
Excuse me?
S.S. Bhakri from Institute of UN and UNESCO Studies.
Doesn't ring any bell.
Well, your eminence has sung a song of all these characteristics and diseases of the mind which mark the modern age, which is wrought with a bewildering flux of ideas, tentative experimentation, deadening speculation, emotional intelligence, artificial intelligence, irrational exuberance, and so on and so forth. But the world is carried away by the fact that the means by which we live have outdistanced the ends for which we live. Our scientific power has outstripped our spiritual power.
Wow.
And
Can you ask your question?
And we have guided missiles and misguided men. So in this state of consternation, confusion, which prevails in the modern world, spirituality is at the back end. So how to retrieve it? Sir.
Okay, so first of all, thank you very much for wonderful compliment. It is a bit overwhelming, but anyway, I will take that as a compliment. Thank you. And you are a great poet. Okay, so anyway, actually, we have no choice. We have no choice, but we have to survive in this environment. We have no choice. And we should not expect everybody to change for us. You should not. You should evolve and adjust and change for everybody else. Because you are one. Everybody means today over 7 billion. So we have to adjust to them. We have to evolve for them. We can't expect them to change for us. So this way, then we can consciously progress. And every challenge that I wouldn't even say might, we will. Every challenge that we will encounter, we take that as a means for progression. Don't take that as a challenge. That is a negative word. You know, if you wanted to eat spicy food, you know, every burning that occurs on your lips and your tongues and in your noses and everything, that is not a challenge. You have to go through that because the whole dish is absolutely bombarded with all these spices, you know. So you have to live with it. You can't say you eat let's say, a chaat and say there's so much spice in it, you know, so many tastes in it. If you eat something with one taste, that's not a chaat, you know. That can be jalebi, just sweet, nothing but sweet. But so this world is like that, and we have to really come to terms with it. We have to give up our ego up to a certain extent, but we should not become absolutely boneless, you know. We should have a little bit of ego. Yes, good ego, very important. Otherwise we will be flat, and we should be like a bamboo, you know. It is flexible, but the moment you let go, it will take its own composure. Yes. Yeah.
More mindful. My simple question is,
yes,
tell us few steps.
I get it.
Few steps.
Yes.
Number 1, 2, 3. How
Perfect.
to be more
Perfect.
more mindful.
Perfect, sir. Good. Yeah, I have been teaching these kind of things for the rest of my adult life, so I can teach you no problem. Whether you will practice that or not is another thing, you know. So, first of all, you have to learn to relax. Relax doesn't mean close your eye and open your mouth and like that. It doesn't mean that. Relax means when you are talking, when you are working, when you are eating, when you are in a very chaotic, really, really difficult situation, you always relax, calm down. You know, just don't get stirred up, calm down. This slang of these today's kids, you know, chill out. Yes, you should chill out. You should not be so cooked up and uptight. Just relax, because big emotional disasters happens in several moments. But if you pass that moments, you're okay. And even the things that happen to you can be a wonderful thing. And this word, blessing in disguise, I like it very much. Blessing in disguise, whether it is true or not, it sounds really very helpful, very useful. When something terrible happens, blessing in disguise, good. Why not? This kind of thing, very good. So first of all, just calm down. Anything will never become better if you become hysterical. You are hysterically happy, even your happiness will be your problem. If you are hysterically upset, any situation, upsetting situation will be very bad. You cannot solve. Your small problem, you make it a big problem. And in this, you are actually your biggest enemy in this case. So calm down. You learn to breathe deep. You want me to teach, so you're smiling, you're not doing what I'm doing. Do that. Breathe in. Yeah, that's good. First thing, we breathe all the time. From birth to death, we breathe. Moment we don't breathe, then we are in next life. So in this basic breathing, basic life force, breathing, you should know how to breathe. You should breathe properly. Yes. Relax, calm. Yeah, somebody did it. Okay, whoever it is, thank you for listening. Okay.
So now we have the last question, please.
Thank you, Madam. Your Excellency, what is the genuine demand from the Chinese government that Tibetan problem should be solved forever?
I have no idea. I'm here to talk on mindfulness, and my guru, my leader is His Holiness Dalai Lama. So his wish is a wish of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, who is the father of all the Buddha. So that is how I think, that is how I function. So beyond that, who want what, I really don't know. And I wanted to reach Buddhahood. I wanted to reach Buddhahood by following the teaching of Prince Darth, who attained Buddhahood 2,600 plus years ago under the Bodhi tree, whose teaching were brought to Tibet by so many great masters like Guru Padma Sambhava and so on and so forth for past 2,600 years. So I wanted to attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings, from the gods in the heaven to the beings in the hell, for everybody's benefit, for every sentient being's benefit. I wanted to attain Buddhahood. Very simple, very straightforward. And I think that is what every Buddhist are really aiming for, right? So that's it. Yes.
I'm sorry, that is the penultimate question. We have the last question now.
Okay. I don't know what that means. Okay.
Please, second last.
Okay. Whatever you say, madam.
At the outset, I would like to introduce, I'm Vikram Nair. I'm a professional anchor.
Excuse me.
I'm Vikram Nair, professional anchor.
Anchor means?
Based in Delhi. Artist.
Anchor. What is anchor?
Anchor and actor.
Oh, okay. You?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's nice listening to you.
Okay.
I would like to mention about world is in a mess. There's no element of doubt. World is in great turmoil at the moment. And it's all because of greed and selfishness. And people have to shun greed and selfishness, and world will be very happy. And then you talked about happiness, lasting happiness. You know, it's very simple. People are seeking happiness outside. Happiness is within us. We are not looking at it. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So I think gentleman is a really actor. Thank you. You are true. But your voice is actor's voice, and your accent is actor's accent. And I hope I understood what you exactly said. You know, so it is very impressive. Thank you. Anyway, if I understand correctly, lasting happiness, I think it all boils down to that. The world problems are coming from selfishness, and lasting happiness comes from within, not from outside. So I agree with you, but I have to conclude this subject right now. Conclusion? Okay. So I conclude with this question as an answer for this question, because this answer is very good actually. Why? All the problem in this world are coming from greed. That's what you have said. Of course, I can say yes, but then I have to know exactly what I mean when I say yes. What kind of greed, you know? So I see all of these problems in this world are coming from ignorance in my mind. Ignorance. Because we don't know exactly what we want. Every single sentient being, especially talking about human being, you can see all over the world, we are really running around. We are running around like ants, you know, and for what? Of course, for bread and butter, of course, but most people have bread and butter, food, they have food. Most people have, still they are running. So then what? For them to satisfy themselves, satisfy their craving, then the gentleman's definition of greed, I think, becomes relevant. We are greedy, then our wanting, our craving will become unreasonable, always change. You have something, then you want something. You get something, you want something. So it will change all the time. So that way we over-exhaust our resources. And because we change our appetite, then we indulge in all kinds of things. So that way we make a big mess. So greed, I agree with that, but greed comes from ignorance, because greed itself doesn't exist. It comes from ignorance. Nobody wanted to do something bad. I don't think there's anybody in this world who wanted to do something bad, knowing it is bad. I don't think so. But people don't know bad or good. They have their own idea of what I want. So to achieve that what I want, then they see some obstacle. They wanted to smash that obstacle. That become very bad for those who are involved and those who are part of the obstacle for that person's eye. Then that way good and bad happens. But I don't think there's anybody who really wanted to be a bad person. I don't think so. Some crazy people maybe, but that is illness, you know. We should not take that as a main subject, because if somebody is sick, then go to hospital, see doctor. So that's different. So ignorance is the main thing. Everybody wants happiness, but they don't know what should they do to achieve what kind of happiness. And also, is that kind of happiness good for them or bad for them? So because of ignorance, don't know. So in Tibetan language, we say Depa Dewa Dechang drupa dungal drup. So wanting happiness, but doing things that will make you suffer. So that is what all sentient beings are doing. And so that I agree with you half, but half I don't agree. Okay? It's not just greed, it's ignorance. But then greed, form of greed. Then another thing is everlasting happiness comes from within. I agree and don't agree. Because within each one of us, we have Buddha nature, Buddha essence. Tathagata Garbha. In Sanskrit, Tathagata Garbha, in English, Buddha nature, right? And so this in Tibetan, they worship in Ningpo. And this Buddha nature is essence of everyone. Now, from that point of view, yes, everlasting happiness comes from within. Yes. But also, all the problem also comes from within. Because when you don't recognize you are good, then you think you are perfect. Then you think you are me, not I. You identify yourself with something limited, and then as you identify yourself with that, then you make yourself really, really small. And then when you make yourself small, then your ego have inferiority complex. Then you wanted to act big because you think you're small. Then you wanted to act big. You want to puff yourself up and wanted to look attractive, or you wanted to look tough, or you wanted to look rich, or you wanted to look powerful. For this, you do all kind of things which are always not true and evasive and also arrogant and so on and so forth. That we always do. That is where all the problems come. So this way, all the problems also come from within. If I don't have the karma and cause and condition to suffer, nobody can make me suffer. Nobody. But if I have the cause and conditions to suffer, then everybody try their best to make me happy. Itself will become so annoying, I might commit suicide. Because so everybody is trying to make me happy. I can't take it anymore. Many people that happens, of course. Many people that happens because invasion into their privacy, so this and that, feel patronized and feel this and feel that, and so all of this. So that way. So if you don't have the cause and conditions of suffering within you as your karma, nobody can make it. Nobody can make you suffer or happy. So that way. And then one last thing, still with the gentleman's question. This is final. Yes, I agree. So agreeing part is people call us Buddhist. People call us Buddhist, and that's fine. But actually, we as a Buddhist, we call ourselves Nangpa. In Tibetan language, Nangpa. Nang means in, Nangpa. Nangpa. Then we use the word Sangjepa. So what is your religion? I will say Nga Nangpai. We very seldom say Nga Sangjepai. Sigmare Nga Nangpai. Nangpa means in. Nang means in. So the in out, Andrawala, Barwala, nay, why, so in, out, under, bar. So all of our belief based on insight. because Buddha is equal to my potential. Prince Siddhartha realized it. I did not. Therefore, I must follow him to become like him, because my potential is identical to his potential. Buddhahood is not something like catching cold, something there like a virus, and then get into me and I become enlightened and my head start to shine. Not like that. So become like a bulb, enlightenment. Not like that. So the essence within me, the Buddha essence, and that I realize, then I become Buddha. And so Nangpa. And when something good happens, it is not a gift from somebody up there, doing a favor for me. That is not good. We don't like favorism. We like to be treated honestly and treated with justice. If I did something wrong, I should be punished. If I did something right, I should be acknowledged or at least left alone and not punished for doing the good things. And if I do something bad, I shouldn't be rewarded. I should be punished or left alone. So anyway, it shouldn't be the other way around. So nobody up there can do something for us as a favor. If that is there, then I think I will use all my power, all my connection to get to that someone and say, why don't you make us all happy? And why don't you make all the problems go away? Because you have the ability to do so. If you don't do that, you are guilty of tormenting us. You have the power and ability to make things better. You don't do that. That's bad. That's bad. That's very bad. So we're going to challenge you. And we will demand you to act now. It is too late, because so many centuries you have been tormenting us, billions of us, and putting us in a good box, putting us in bad box, and hanging us around to see, where to put us, and then many lifetime is wasted in between, centuries and centuries in the waiting list. That's too bad. That's not good. That's not fair. So we don't believe in things like that. The definition of Nangpa is everything is within. And Buddha, yes, Buddha can bless us. But if we become closer to the Buddha in our well-being. Yes. If I have compassion to all sentient beings, then Buddha's compassion will manifest for me. Because it's always there. We have a saying, the darkness under the ground, which is dark and void of sunlight for millions of centuries. Moment that lid of that dungeon is broken, the sunlight will shine. It will not take 100 million years to light it up. It is momentary. So 1 million years of darkness does not take 1 million years to light up. It just takes a moment. So like that. So this way everything is within. Nothing from outside. Little bit of outside help, yes. But if we don't have that karma, that also wouldn't happen. That also wouldn't happen. So anyway, that's it.